Therefore, these are the nodes, the neurons. These are, if you know computer language, they are the ports of entry. So the soul is a port of entry of Shakespeare's secret language. Another port of entry is this. Think. Now, although this is also in here, but you need very little to understand this. Think in all Indo-European languages, French, German, English, everything, you know. Post-Descartes philosophy. Descartes was obsessed by it, it's hilarious when Kant, the great Kant, without a pun again, was talking Ding an sich, one of the great philosophies of the time is thing in itself, yeah, the whole big concept. Think in all Indo-European languages means, alas, not even the phallus, just penis. Okay? So, le machin in French, probably those of you who, I mean, thing is always that in Armenian, it is the same as in German and so on. So is in English. Look what Shakespeare is doing. This is the fantastic thing. In King Lear, no one has understood this until this very moment tonight I'm telling you. Okay? Now, King Lear is about, therefore, dividing up his kingdom to his 3 daughters, one of them Cordelia, the 2 of them are nasty. Cordelia is the youngest one. And then, of course, it becomes a tragedy. The 2 older daughters betray him, put him out. He experiences a storm. He was an absolute idiot, the king. And then gradually, through suffering, he understands compassion and humanity. He has never said thank you in his life. At the end of the play, when he says, please undo this button, somebody undoes it, and he says, thank you. So it's a very great tragedy. It is probably with Hamlet and the Greeks, or Greeks apart, Hamlet and King Lear are the world's greatest plays. So, however, there's a problem here. So the whole first act, the first scene opens on this. It's a very long scene. He wants to divide up his kingdom. And he wants to give it to his daughters. And he says to the daughters, he has a stage managed this. This is very important. Remember, in terms of medieval times, the king is God's deputy on earth. He is a semi-god, the divine right of kings. He is a roi soleil, the sun king. He is, because the sun was the first of the planets and ruled all the planets, therefore was also reflecting God, and therefore the kings were equivalent to sons, and therefore they were God's deputy, etc., etc. So remember, very important occasion, the whole court is there. Everybody assembled, and he has meticulously, like modern day British royalty marriages and divorces, are meticulously planned. So he then says, therefore, to his daughters, Goneril, which is a pun on gonorrhea, and Regan, not the president. So Goneril and Regan, so he what is sometimes referred to in Shakespeare criticism as the love game. He plays a love game. He says to his daughters, tell me who loves me most, will get the best share of the kingdom. Of course, he knows that Goneril and Regan are total hypocrites. He is counting on Cordelia, his youngest daughter, to be his best daughter, and he has planned to give the kingdom to him, but typical British establishment, he has to play the game hypocritically, pretending that it is not stage managed. So he says, daughters, tell me who loves me most. Goneril and Regan go berserk. They say, we love you, etc., etc. Okay. Then Cordelia's turn comes. Okay? Now, Cordelia's answer, which I shall soon show you in terms of secret language, suddenly makes King Lear go absolutely bonkers, absolutely berserk. And from there on, the tragedy starts. The whole kingdom, and remember, if the king is the sun god, the sunspots, it's almost like he's having sunspots. The whole kingdom shakes. It's in a volcanic eruption. Now, you see, nobody hitherto, until this very moment tonight, at 5 to 9, knows how to play this scene or direct it or stage it. In the stage history of the play, this is controversial. Edmund Kean, the great Victorian Shakespearean actor, played it drunk because no one understands why. Poor Cordelia is saying nothing. Nobody understands why suddenly the whole thing, the king Lear said, oh, go to hell, you are not my daughter, I banish you from the kingdom. Everybody, the whole shake scene in the country, the whole country shakes, you see. Okay, here it is. All Cordelia says is this. So the two daughters had their turn. King Lear says, now it is your turn. Tell me how much you love me. All Cordelia says is, nothing, my lord. King Lear says, nothing? She says, nothing. And King Lear says, nothing comes of nothing. Speak again. And Cordelia says, goes into a very big speech and says, if my sisters have husbands, why do they say they love you all? Something like that. I'm rushing through, I can't remember the exact words. In other words, Cordelia, no one, no Shakespeare scholar, no Shakespeare director in the world has understood that Cordelia is accusing King Lear of incestuous relationships, number one. But why should? This is nothing new. Incest was part of British upper class tradition. So, so why King Lear is going berserk? It is because of this. Remember, thing is the penis. Nothing is its absolute. As this guy magnificently says, no thing, which means what? I'm sorry, forgive me. She's saying, you cunt. And so this is imagined therefore. King Lear, as a stage managed all this. All these elaborate things, says, tell me how much you love me, daughters, and so on. And Cordelia comes worse than a Channel 4 babe. Says, you cunt. And then goes on telling him that you're an incestuous cunt, moreover. So, and therefore the pun on nothing. So hear this now. So it is not, nothing, my lord, nothing, Cordelia, little girl, nothing, my lord. It is nothing, my lord. King Lear, nothing, I mean, the whole world, he's telling in front of the court and everybody that you, king, what king? Divine deputy? What divine deputy? You can't, And this is how, therefore, the whole tragedy arises, the whole world shakes. And I think I better end, although I could give you one more example, but probably not. Thank you.